So we've got a question here. We're going to simplify these 5 surds. Now the numbers here range from 40 to 440. So we need a technique rather than just guessing some numbers to what it divides by to simplify it. So the first stage is what I do is to get a table of square numbers from 2 to 10. So I'll write my numbers in a little box in this form, and then what I will do is square them all off and use that as my reference. So this is all my square numbers. Okay, and now what I want to do is inside each of these surds is the number. I want to find a number on this table that I can divide this surd by, and then that, whatever that divides by, I will then be left with how many times that goes into it, and that will become another surd. So I'm going to jump straight into it and show you how this is done. So 40. Which number here will divide 40? Well, all of these numbers, only one that will go into it, which will give me a whole number, is 4. So 40 divided by 4 is 10. So now I've got square root of 4, square root of 10. 4 tens are 40, so this is equivalent to this. Now square root of 10, I can't divide that by any more of these, so I know this is in irrational form. So square root of 10 will stay like this, but square root of 4, we know that that is 2. So then our answer will be 2 root 10. So that's the answer to my first one. Okay, moving swiftly on to 75. So looking along this table, numbers that will go into 75, well, straight away this 25 takes my eye. So 75 divided by 25 is 3. So then I can write this as square root of 25. Notice always writing the number in the table first, and then square root of 3. 25 times 3 is 75. This is equivalent to this. Square root of 25 we know is 5, so I can rewrite that as 5 root 3. Square root of 3 is irrational, so that then becomes my final answer. Okay, 120. So I need a number here that will go into 120. Well, some of these big numbers look promising, but 36 not quite, 16 not quite, 9 definitely not, but 4 will. So I'll write square root of 4 and then divide 120 by 4. I will get 30. So that's root 4, root 30. 30 times 4 is 120, just checking what I've got so far. So square root of 4 we know is 2. So I've got 2 root 30. Now can I go any further with this square root of 30? If there's a number here which will go into 30, then I can simplify more. But clearly there's nothing here which I can divide 30 by. So then that becomes my final answer. The square root of 30 we now know is irrational. Square root of 176. So this looks a bit more tricky. So we need a number that divides 176. Well, here and here is no good. 64 not quite. 49 no. 36 that's not quite. 25 definitely not. 16, well, 16 tens are 160 plus 16 is 176, so this is good. So now I can take 16 out of that. So now I've got square root of 16. 176 divided by 16 is 11. Okay, now here straight away I know 11 is a prime number, so that's straight away not going to be any use in this table. Square root of 16 is 4, so our answer is 4 root 11. Square root of 11 is irrational. That forms my final answer. Okay, now 440. Which numbers here will go into 440? So 100 won't, this won't, no, no good. 25 not quite. 16 looks promising. 25 16 to 400, but that's not going to get me to that. 9's no good. 4 seems to be the only number I can use. So now I've got square root. 440 divided by 4 is 110. So then I've got 2 times square root of 10. 2 times square root of 110, sorry. 2 times square root of 110. 110, none of these numbers are here are going to be any use to divide by 110. So therefore 110 square root is irrational. So that becomes my final answer. Okay, that's how we simplify those surds.